Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020 and welcome to episode 27 of the Neofly series. In today's episode, we're back at Kruger and Mpumalanga International where we left off in the previous episode, and we're back in our trusty A300 because the goal of today's episode is to make some cash. So this is currently the biggest aircraft that I own for the airline, and so if we do a couple of routes on this, that will allow me to bring in the most amount of money. And the reason why I need money is because there's something big coming in the next couple of episodes. So stay tuned for that, because I think that's going to be really interesting. But I need a significant chunk of cash. So the next steps in Neofly is just to make some money. So our first route today in the A300 is the weather seems to be kind of closing in here at Kruger. There's like low fog and then this thick scattered clouds with rain. If we look this way, that looks really bad out there, and it does that way as well. So we're going to be taking off into that, which is going to be interesting. But anyway, we will see how things go, I guess. Right, but our first leg is going to take us down to East London. So that's the plan for today. And I think from East London we're going to Cape Town, and then we're either going to end up back here or Victoria Falls. I will see what the options are for that once we get to our various destinations. But I will see what routes exist once we get to the various destinations. But I think it's time to jump aboard. Get out of the rain. Well, we can see it is raining pretty hard on the windshield there, but yeah, we should be fine. It's just that what I'm worried about is that thick stuff is kind of blowing over this way. You can see the wind is blowing from in front of us now and bringing this kind of dense stuff over the airport. So we'll see when we have to take off. East London's weather looks decent, so that shouldn't be an issue. Anyway, again, I'm not going to go through any like super detailed or amplified procedures. We're basically just going to do things nice and simple. We do have external power, so I'm going to go ahead and jump on that. Right, and then we can kind of go through and just start getting things ready. So we'll do nav lights. That's cool for now. This can all stay as is for the time being. But I'll arm these for now. Right, what do we need to do up here? So these guys can flip over to nav. Let's just do this test. Okay, and then these I'll turn on. I think we're okay for now. We need to get our route imported and our weight and balance sorted. Right, we are Salt Air 207 today, and cost index, let's have a look, 0. We are indeed going up to 320, so that's correct. Then we need to go in here. just wondering. Oh, it seems to be loading slowly, and then that's changing. So keep an eye on that. Interesting. Okay. So why does that keep jumping up to 18 and... Oh, I know what it is. It's Neofly. Let me go fix that quickly.
Hello, pilot. Let's see what's on the books for you today.
Okay, that should be sorted now. So let's do this again.
Transporter from
Update from
dispatch.
Simbrief.
Good morning. The cargo mission will start as soon as you get in your aircraft and set the payload.
Okay, that's coming up now. If we go down here, it shouldn't be freaking out.
The ground crew are loading the cargo. Stand by.
Cool. So our block fuel today is going to be 18.3. Zero fuel weight of 118.8. And zero fuel weight CG 50.
Transporter, loading is complete. Let's go.
Okay, we are departing today. Runway 05, and that's all we get. So we'll do vectors, which is cool. Right, I think that's good. Okay, let's come back in here. And go to our takeoff. So it is runway 5. And we get flexing to 63, 56, 56, 60. So those go in like so. And then once our IRS is aligned, we can switch these guys on and do our V2 of 160 and put in our flex temp of 63. Okay, IRS is aligned. The weather has cleared slightly. We've still got this kind of low fog, and it looks like some more might blow in before we take off, but let's finish off. So I think we're done fueling now. That's not going up still, is it? No, that's correct. Okay, so we can turn on these guys. Turn on the window heats as well. Actually, probe heats we should leave off. We're gonna fire up the APU. Seatbelts, no smoking. We are flying cargo today, of course. Right, and then, because these are aligned, we can turn all of these on. We can dial in 160 over here. There comes the rain again. And this we'll get shortly when we contact ATC. And this goes to constraint, flex, and flex to 63. Right, I am using Beyond ATC today for, obviously, our virtual ATC. So ground is 12265. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Just get that out of the way as well while we're here. So we want to go to here. So 122.65. Oops. Where's the clear button here? So I actually want to do this the other way around. Tower is 119.200. And then we flip those around. Okay, and then ground 12265. Put that there and flip those around. Right. Then we can contact ground for our clearance while the APU is starting up. Okay, I think we're ready to do exactly that. Today we are cargo 207 heavy, and we are IFR to Cape Town. Sorry, IFR to East London. Caribou ground, good morning. Cargo 207 heavy, IFR to East London, ready to copy.
Cargo 207 heavy, Kruger apron ground, expect runway 05. Climb 9,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors Tyler. Squawk 6432.
Runway 05, climb 9,000 feet runway heading, and then radar vectors to Tyler, squawk 6432, cargo 207 heavy.
Cargo 207 heavy, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Call you back, cargo 207 heavy. Okay, so we're going to 9,000 feet initially. We need to put our squawk code in. So let's do that over here. And it was 6432. Like so. Standby is fine for now. Did it actually swap those around? No. Oh, it did. So it is auto-tuning. Because before when I flew the A300, it didn't actually auto-tune, but now it looks like it is. So that's good. We've expecting 05. That's correct. Profile, and we'll do nav. And I think that's all fine. Do we need to set anything else here? No, I think we are good to go. Okay, we're on the APU, so we can ditch the ground power. That will do before we taxi. Let's turn on the beacon lights. And we don't need to push, we can just request permission to start. Ground, cargo 207 heavy, request startup only.
Cargo 207 heavy, engine start approved. Call when ready for taxi.
Engine start approved, cargo 207 heavy. Beyond ATC is very slow today. Okay, let's go ahead and start up. We'll start engine 2 first. What's today? 29. So we'll do A. Let's start engine 2. Oh, I missed this. Right, it's coming up. And we can introduce the fuel. Why does it say initialize cost index? Interesting. Okay, good start engine 2. And same again for engine 1.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Right. The flaps 15-15 for takeoff. Packs on. And trim 0.2 down. So something like that. Flaps. Okay, engines are stable. Let's uncage that guy. Altimeter is set. Right, and then we can set this back to off and shut down the APU. These can come on. And I think we are good to taxi out. Let's do runway turn-off lights and then taxi lights. Right, flaps are set. Give it a bit of power. Release the parking brakes. Do we still have chocks? Probably. Always do this. Ground. Back and go. Right, and we are on our way. Beautiful morning, even though the weather is quite hectic. It looks really, really cool. You'll see as we take off. I wonder how... Well, yeah, there's no cloud over the end of the runway because that fog is just kind of sitting in the valley. The airport here is obviously on top of the mountain, and that fog is just kind of sitting over the valley below us, which is really cool. We are going to backtrack and use all of runway 5. Okay, landing lights on, strobes on. Ground cargo 207 heavy, ready for taxi. Okay, so I've stopped because we should be contacting the tower now, but ground hasn't handed us over. So I guess we just taxi on and see if it hands it over now. Let's try this. Ground cargo 207 heavy, holding short runway 05.
Cargo 207 heavy.
Yeah.
Request not understood.
Okay. Doesn't know. So let's see if we get to the end here what it does.
Cargo 207 heavy. Contact Kruger Tower 119.2.
Cool, there we go. 119.20, cargo 207 heavy. I think there's a place to turn around all the way at the end here. I hope so. Yeah, it looks like there's a little thing on the right hand side. Okay, so we'll turn around here. Set that to TARA. Look at the fog now just coming over the runway like that. Was not doing that earlier. Okay, we'll just line up here. And then we are ready to blast off. We'll just request departure clearance from the tower. Okay, but first we come down here. Right. Tower cargo 207 heavy, runway 05, ready for departure.
Cargo 207 heavy. Kruger Tower. Wind 070 at 5. Fly heading 240. Runway 05. Cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 240, runway 05, cleared for takeoff. Cargo 207 heavy. Yes, we need to change this now. 240. That into heading. Cool. Right, let's get out of here.
Pilot from dispatch. Fly safe.
That's the fog I was talking about down there in the valley. So cool. Yeah, let's get the gear up.
Cargo 207 Heavy. Contact Johannesburg. Control West 118.5.
Okay, let's get the autopilot on. 118.5, cargo 207 Heavy. It's a heading of 240 for runway 5. I just realized that's very strange. Radar cargo 207 Heavy climbing through 5,700 for 9,000 feet.
Cargo 207 Heavy, Johannesburg Control West. Identified. Climb to flight level 320.
Flight level 320, cargo 207 Heavy. That's interesting. We still have the flaps out. I think we can only do profile if I'm actually on LNAV basically. Okay, we're going to a flight level, so let's go standard. It's this here. Oops. There we go. Right, we can start getting the flaps up though, that's for sure. Okay, taxi lights off, runway turn off lights off. That's all good. Right, powering our way out over all the fog in the valley. Very nice. All the way up to 320, we're just passing 9,000 feet. Okay, slats can come up as well. Just try this again. Okay, cool. We can actually engage profile now. Said heading 240, and then at some point I'm expecting them to give us direct to that Tiller or Tyler waypoint. Okay, there's 10,000. So we can do landing lights off and retracted. I think this is the one where we need to put this down, don't we? Yes, okay, cool. I'm just thinking, heading 240 off runway 5, I didn't even click. That's literally the opposite. 230 is the opposite of 05. Crazy. Okay, we should get a vector towards Tyler shortly. Control cargo 207 Heavy, request heading to the next fix, please.
Cargo 207 Heavy.
Yeah, okay.
Did not copy.
Yeah. Control Cargo 207 Heavy, request heading next fix.
Cargo 207 Heavy. Request not understood.
I know there's a way you can do that. Maybe let me just use the interface and see. Yeah, here it is here. Let's see what he says.
Cargo 207 Heavy, can you give me a heading to my next fix?
That's exactly what I said.
Cargo 207 Heavy. Direct Tyler, turn left, heading 215. Climb to flight level 320.
Left to 215 and climb flight level 320, Cargo 207 Heavy. Okay, he said direct, right? Because 215 is not gonna... it actually will. So does that mean I can now go direct to Tiller and then just carry on my route? I think that's what that means. Right, I'm not actually going to bother with the seatbelt signs because we're flying cargo. Now we're coming up to 18,000. Our cruise is 320, so we're cleared all the way up to our cruise altitude. Right, but because we have a bunch of flights packed in today's episode, I'm going to cut it here and I'll join you again when we start prepping for the descent. Okay, so we are just over 40 miles to top of descent, and I've just added in all of the information for our landing calculation because East London is quite a tight fit for the A300. So luckily it's dry in East London, no rain, got a little bit of wind. 11 knots, 270, which gives us a decent headwind to help us slow down a bit. So we're going config 3040 and auto brake medium, and that gives us just enough room. So we really need to put it down early. There's no floating on this one, even if it's going to be a fairly hard landing. We're going to have to make sure we touch down right on the mark. If it feels like we're not going to make it, we obviously go max manual braking, and we'll be using full reverse as well. So let's come down here. I'm going to set auto brake to medium. And then I've set everything up in here, so we're all good to go. If we jump into plan view, we can, let me do it like this actually. Dial this down. We've got our approach into runway 29, which is what we're expecting, and we're probably going to get vectors from ATC anyway because there's no star. Right, but we can probably let them know shortly that we're ready for descent once we get to around 20 miles. And then we'll see what altitude they give us. Otherwise, the weather in East London looks okay. After this, we're going to Cape Town, and the weather there looks pretty rough in terms of low visibility. So that's going to be an interesting one. And then I was also just looking at the maintenance. So tires are all looking good. Engines, yeah, they've been working. They're going to need a service at some point. So we'll keep an eye on this. I'm just hoping that we don't ruin our tires on this this landing, because yeah, we're gonna have to put it down firmly. I try not to wreck the aircraft, obviously. What I've been trying to figure out is, obviously this is the oil, so that would be, see, I think the service is just replacing the oil. It's not like damage to the engines, it's just the oil levels, I think, and then hydraulic fluids, how much we've got in each of the systems, and then obviously tires and brakes. So yeah, we need to keep an eye on this, because it is saved with your individual aircraft. So this white aircraft, the plain white A300, is the one that I've used on all the Neofly routes. So this wear and tear will accumulate over time. I've set it to the realistic mode for that. Right, I think we should probably let ATC know we're ready to descend. So we're already on Cape Town Control East, 1247. Let's just double check that. Oops. Cool. Cape Town Control, Cargo 207 Heavy, ready for descent.
Cargo 207 Heavy, turn left, heading 220, descend to flight level 270, East London Airport landing runway 06.
Turn left 220, descend and maintain flight level 270, Cargo 207 Heavy.
Negative, runway 06.
Runway 06, Cargo 207 Heavy. Okay, that's a concern.
Cargo 207 Heavy, turn left, heading 220, vectors for the approach. Expect further clearance in about 49 miles.
Left turn, heading 220, vectors for the approach, Cargo 207 Heavy. Okay, runway 6 is a concern, because that's going to give us a tailwind. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, if we do max braking, it's too much. See, this is an issue with Beyond ATC, is that there's no way currently to change the runway, because in reality we would just say we're unable to accept runway 6. We need runway 29. Even with max braking, it says we're not going to make it at all on runway 6. If we go to 29 on auto brake medium, we can make it just fine. I'm just gonna close Beyond ATC for the rest of this flight. We'll just continue without ATC. Let's go back to nav and we'll just get onto that path, and we'll do runway 29. Because it's already going to be quite a challenge. But yeah, trying to do this with a tailwind is just, you really wouldn't do that in reality. So we'll just do our own kind of vectors. So the other thing I could do then is, instead of 27, we can go all the way down to our intercept altitude, which is either 2,000 or 3,000. So it's a perfect time to jump in and have a look at the charts. So we're going to pin the airport. We're going to pin ILS 29. Where do I see the pinned ones now? Oh, there. Okay, so let's go and have a look. ILS 29, we intercept at 2,000. So let's come in here, dial that down to 2,000. Right. We're not doing the actual hold or anything like that. We're coming in like so. If we do need to hold, it's an inbound course of 289, outbound 189. Okay, 109.9 and 289 on the course. So let's come down here. 109. 109.9 and a course of 289. Okay, and we're going down to 2,000. Missed approach, we climbed to 4.5. Runway heading to 3,000 or 6.5 DME. And that's from 114.5, so we should put that in on here, which we can't do right now. Can I do it from here? I've never actually tried this. So if we go... Which one is it? It's not this one, is it? No. Okay, I'll have to check this out when we get a bit closer. Is it because we're on nav? If I just do that, we still can't tune this. I'm definitely missing something. I can't click this one. I can click that, but I think that would just sync it. There's no nav radio option on here like you get on some of the other aircraft. Oh, it could be this. If I do that, ha, 1145. The course on that, I guess 289 would make the most sense. Let's see what happens if I click this. Oh wait, it flips it around. That I'm not entirely sure what it's actually doing, but that's pretty cool. Okay, 289. Right, if I flip this down to ILS now, does that disappear? No. Do we see that number or that DME somewhere? Yes, there. Why is it showing up on both? Because that should be the ILS DME now. If I do that, it doesn't change at all. So is that showing us the DME to this one? Oh, that number's disappeared now. That's definitely the DME that's showing up there, because if I had changed this, that disappears. But it stays on DME too. So I wonder what DME2 is actually picking up. Because that would be this. What is this set to? Oh. I would have to do this over here. Now, that was 1145. Interesting. So now what I can do is flip this to ILS. This, yeah, well, this side we're now following the ILS, and we can keep this on DME2. That's perfect. Okay, what's our altitude? 19. Right, so missed approach, it would be 6.5 over here, or 3,000 feet. We then turn direct to the East London VOR and join the holding pattern. Transition out is 7,000. Do I need to enter that here on approach? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, approach is set for 3040, and that gives us an approach speed of 135. Okay, we'll add a bit of drag in since it's asking. And we should probably go back onto nav. Okay, then decision height. So decision altitude 585 and decision height 200. We have decision height. There is actually somewhere in here. There. That's where you put in 585 if you're not doing radio. So down here we put 585. I don't know what this means. Does that just finalize the approach we set up? Maybe? Okay, it already wants to take us down to 235 knots. So we're not gonna do that. We'll go down to about 220. Still pretty high though. Let's keep the drag in then. Right, I think we've sorted all of this. Once we're on the glide slope, we dial up to 4,500. Auto brakes set for medium. Okay, let's start getting flaps in. That'll help us slow down a bit as well. Oh, this is our other issue. Okay, we're not going to be able to stay on profile because it wants our speed to go right down. So that's fine, we'll do level change, no issue. We do need to reduce our altitude quite significantly though. QNH for East London currently 1026. So I think I'm actually going to set that so long. Dial this up to our 585, so let's say that's probably about there. Okay, we'll get all the lights on. Passing through 10,000, we're below 250. That's Active Sky just updating the weather. Right, we're still pretty high. Yeah, the airport is just over there. I think you can just see the hangars over there. These should be armed, that's good. And I think we can start slowing down as well. So let's go to 180. Localizer is alive. Glide slope not yet. Okay, METAR still same QNH, so we're good. Wind still reported 27811, so we're fine. Okay, let's get the flaps in. Glide slope's alive now. Still quite high, so let's get speed brakes in again. Slowly catching up to the glide slope. We'll get the gear out so long. Approach is armed. Flaps full, gear down. Did get kind of configured early, but I want to make sure that we're on speed and all of that, so I'm okay with that. Level at 2000. Okay, runway's in sight. Glide slope's coming down, 1.5 dots. Okay, spoilers armed, auto brake medium. Gear down, flaps set. Lights set. Okay, there's 1 dot above. Localizer captured, glide slope captured. Marker. 3,300 feet radio. Right, let's dial this up to 4.5. You click this thing. To get 500. Okay, I don't know. Can't remember. Okay, I'm not dealing with that now. Okay, let's go manual thrust. Still floated a bit more than I wanted to, but we made it down without any issues. Brakes are going to be hot. Okay, I'll start getting the flaps up. Let's get the brake fans on. Okay, we are out of reverse. Yes, we are. Okay, once we make this turn, I'll sort out the lights and stuff. The APU on. Landing lights off. Strobe lights off. Then TKS back to standby. Cool. Brake fans are already on. Welcome to East London, our first destination for this video. We'll offload our cargo here. I need to figure out how to change this. It's not this, is it? Oh, wow. And then I need to go into my controls before the next flight. And see, I had to click this button because normally I use the trigger to do that, but it didn't work this time, so I need to go and check my control setting. Okay, that's just the pack switching over to the APU, that's fine. Right, normally we park there. The C-160s park there, but this is too big. So we're gonna have to do this. Something like that. Now, the question is, would a 737 be able to fit past us on the taxiway? And I think the answer is going to be no. But we're not going to be here for very long, so we'll offload, get out of here before any SAFA flights start arriving. Okay, let's get that off. Let's get these off. Those will switch off automatically.
Transporter. Cargo unloading in progress. Stand by, pilot.
Disarm this and switch off these. I'm actually going to switch the packs off because they're loud. And the rest can stay as is for now. Right, let's have a look. So, pretty close. We could have actually... could actually go forward more. So just remember that for next time. If we can get that wing inside the red area, that would
Transporter
be
from
perfect.
dispatch. Everything seems okay. The customer looks
So yeah,
happy.
if we went further
Mission
forward,
ended.
I don't mind putting the wing over that. The cars can drive under it, I suppose. And we
Let's
could
go.
probably get close enough to where that's not an issue. More than angle, so I should actually try and follow this line and get closer. So we can definitely do that next time. And then if we're inside the red line, then the 737 will be able to pass there, I think. Okay, but anyway, that is our first flight for today down to East London. We're quickly going to offload cargo, so let's actually get that going. No damage or anything to the tires, everything looks okay. But we want to go here. And let's disarm the doors. Don't forget to do that. If those are red and you open them, then the slides will deploy. Why did that not disarm? Huh. Not sure why I can't disarm this. What have we got on ours? This. I don't know if that was it, but something worked. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna offload the cargo, pick up the cargo for Cape Town, and then continue on our way. So I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, so cargo offloaded, new cargo unloaded. Unloaded, that's not a word. New cargo loaded. That baggage truck is just leaving now. And everything's closed up and we are ready to prep for our route down to Cape Town. So let's just come in here first and just grab the new Simbrief route. I'm going to leave beyond ATC so I know what the issue is. It's because I'm using historic weather from Active Sky because I'm flying this later at night and I want to do the day routes. So the real-time METARs are not the same as what I'm actually flying with. And with Beyond ATC, we can't put in that active sky data, and we can't change the runways and stuff. So we're just going to leave Beyond ATC for now. Right, let's go in here, import from Simbrief, and then let's have a look. Okay, cost index again is 0. We're going up to 3. Oh no, that's alternate. We're going up to 300. Okay, and today we are salt air 208 for this flight, and 0 over here as well. IRS is already aligned. Okay. Oh, that's the other thing I need to do, is the weight and balance from Simbrief. Okay, that is correct. Okay, so block fuel 17. Zero fuel weight is going to be 121, we'll say 122. And then CG 30.3. Right, that's done. I'm pretty sure we are departing runway 6. Runway 29. Oh, winds are now 0 at 3 knots. So we'll do runway 6. No SID. That's it. Okay, so let's come in here. Okay, that's correct. Wind is 0 at 3. Temperature 11. Nice and cold. And 1026 still. Right, 1515. Haha, so we might have to do some more flaps here. 1520. Wow. And we actually have higher weight. None of them give us an option. And if the wind was at 11, even then, which is weird, because Simbrief didn't give us any issues with the runway being too short and the weight being too much. Okay, I think... Oops. Yeah, not gonna work, is it? So we do flaps 1520, toga, packs off, and then we go for 150, 150. What do we know? Last time we were 156, and basically we're gonna have to just make it work, I suppose. Okay, let's get these back on. Nav lights, we'll do 2 now. Beacon, APU's on, bleeds on, packs are off. Window heats can come on now. These can go back on. Okay, we're going all the way up to 300. And profile, this would be toga. Right, let's fire up the engines. Let's actually give it a little bit of up trim. Right, the other thing that's going to be interesting is Cape Town visibility 175 meters, 0.1 statute miles. That's going to be very interesting. I don't know if it's going to stay like that for 2 hours. Also, I'm an absolute genius. The winds that I put in here are for Cape Town. So it's actually 280 at 8. So we're definitely... That's interesting. It tells you those are too short, but it doesn't complain about these. And we're actually now 1028. Okay, let's just go and do this.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Okay, runway 29. That's crazy. So runway 6. Oh, runway 6. Jeez, I'm a chop. The opposite of 29 is 11, not 6. I just picked the wrong one. So here, we need to go in and say... runway 29. No SID. Insert. Okay, with 136. 136. And V2 140. And it'll be 1520 and toga on. Let's see, if we turn this on and we turn this off, we can flex to 38. So let's do that. Flex. And we can actually turn the packs on, and these can come on too now. Runway turn-off lights, taxi lights. This can come off, and APU can come off as well now. Cool, that's all set. We'll brake to max, flaps. So that's 15, that's 1515, that's 1520. Release the brakes. To make our way out of here. Brake fans can come off now. The brakes have had enough time to cool. Okay, runway 29 means we're taxiing all the way down to the end. No, we're not. We're going this way. Taxiing all the way down to the end, but on this end, which is a lot closer than runway 11. I don't know why in my head I keep thinking we landed from the other side. It's because we landed from this side, and then I'm thinking of the taxi. We taxied in from that side. Let's go 10, oops. 1028. And in fact, temperature here is actually 17. I think that's going to make too much of a difference. Same values. Cape Town is still reporting visibility of 175 meters. I think we're not going to be able to land in that. not cloudy, it's just fog. So the fog is reducing the visibility below 200 meters. Okay, 29 confirmed. TARA. Takeoff config. Good. Flexing to 38. Flaps are set. Lights are set. Here we go. Okay, engine stable and to go.
Have a nice flight.
Okay, gear coming up. Okay, we're over 400 feet. Autopilot coming on. Okay, we can start bringing the flaps up. That's coming up. We're already going up to the flight level, so let's go standard like so. Everything's good. Disarm that guy. Alright, and we power up to our cruise altitude of 30,000 feet. I'm gonna keep a close eye on the weather at Cape Town. So if it still says 175 meters when we are prepping for the descent and the arrival, then we really need to put some effort into briefing the go around and hold procedure, how long we can hold full, and where we are going if we have to divert. That's going to be very important because at 175 meters, I think we're going around. Right, but we're climbing out nicely. Coming through to almost 8,000 feet. Right, so the last thing I should have done is this, like so. A little bit bouncy here. Right, just before 10 in the morning, and we're on our second leg. Okay, it's 10,000 feet. We'll start speeding up, and we can switch off and retract the landing lights. And then I will leave you guys again as we cruise along and join you when it's time to find out what the visibility is going to look like in Cape Town as we start our descent. So I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, so we've just begun our descent into Cape Town, and looking at the weather, we can already see there's some low cloud around. The Cape Town airport is reporting visibility 0.2 statute miles, 350 meters. Wind 0.2 knots, so no wind at all. That's going to kind of clear that fog out. There's patches of rain around, as you can see as well. So yeah, not looking great, if we're being honest. QNH 1026. We've started our descent. Or are we just passing through 23,000? And let's go and do our calculations. So we're runway 01. Okay, wind is 0 at 2. So we've got plenty of runway and all of that. Temperature 11. Oh. We need to just sync that so we can get the weight automatically, but this we're going to have to adjust. Okay, we don't need any extra speed. No rain reported. So we'll say dry. And we'll do 30-40 auto brake low and should give us plenty. So that's fine. So let's go auto brake low. Right then. We've got our arrival into runway 1 set up, so that's all good. Okay, let's go and get our charts. Right, we'll need... where's the normal airport one? Yeah, this one. And then we're going to need the approach, which is this one. Okay, so 110, 3, and 1-1. So that's at least nice and quick. That's done. Okay. We go down to 2,000 feet, which is already set. And then minimums of 344. Okay, that's cool. And we can do this up to probably 350-ish. Okay, then. Missed approach, 6,500. At 2 DME of the Cape Town VOR, so we need to put this in. Left to 330. And intercept the 346 radial, which is that one. Well, that one there. So left to 330, intercept that, and then we make at 6,500 right turn back to the VOR. And we'll join the hold. Okay. Cool. So then I need to put this in VOR, and that was 15.7. And we want 346. Okay, so that brings us in. We've got our manual vector section. I don't know if it's gonna... The hold is in there, but I don't know if it'll do all of that automatically. So we'll keep an eye on that if we have to go around. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it looks like... Yeah, that looks pretty good. Cool, but we've got everything there as a backup as well. Right, just passing through 18,000. Okay, then if we come back in here, now I've never tried this, and I see secondary flight plan isn't currently working. So let's maybe put our route into Uppington. What I actually want to know is how much fuel we'll have left at Uppington, but I don't... It's not giving that to me, so I think I need to put the route in. So fuel at Cape Town is 8, or 8.3, but if we go in here... this one. So reserves, we should have at least we'll say 2.2 on board. So we need to land with 2.2 tons on board. We're currently planning to land with 8, which gives us our planning to remain with 8. Which gives us an extra 6.8 to fly to Uppington if needed. Route to Uppington, 370. And it's this here. So let's see if we can put that in. So codes direct to Gexit. So if we go in here, okay, so we put that in like so. Oh, you see, it hasn't counted this as being part of the alternate. So if I put in, let's see if there's a way to get it above here. No. See, I'd have to enable this, but I don't know if we want to do that right now. Okay, so I think if we need to divert, we'll set that up in the hold. Because I don't want to mess it up, and I'm not 100% sure how that system works. Because I've never actually used it. Okay, so the only thing that I don't really like is we don't know our fuel situation at Uppington at this point. But if we go by this, so we're planning to land at Cape Town with 8, which gives us 6.8 tons. of reserves. Our alternate requires 4.6. So we can use that. Let's round it up to 4.7. So we're expecting to use 4.7 tons to get from Cape Town to Uppington. So 4.7 plus 2.2 is that it's 6.9, so 6.8. So basically, we don't have much hold time built into this. We can basically do one approach and then we need to divert. Right? So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, this is costing the X30 now. It said 0 before. Well, I used 0 for some reason. Okay, wow, that looks bad. Yeah, see, we don't have any holding fuel and we don't have any extra fuel. Okay, just coming through 12,000. The Manton now says overcasted 1 feet. Wow. So yeah, fog, 350 meters visibility. It's not great. So maybe we can use a bit of the reserve. Obviously that's not ideal. You shouldn't do that. But I reckon we can do 2 approaches. If we can't get in, we're going to Uppington. It actually looks like the weather might get even worse. So it's saying that after this, the visibility might actually go down. Okay, so to land with 30 minutes at Uppington, we need to leave Cape Town with more than 6.8 tons on board. If we halve this and land with 15 minutes reserve, so let's say minus 1,000, so 1 ton, we can leave Cape Town with 5.8 tons on board is our absolute minimum. then if we go to Uppington, we refuel there, wait for the weather to improve here, and just come back a bit later in the day. That would be the plan, I guess. Okay, let's just go and double check the chart again. So this is all in the FMS or FMC. So we go into the hold, and then we can make another approach from there. Yeah, so we'll just keep an eye on that fuel. And 6.8 is ideally our minimum to get out of here. If we believe we can possibly make it in, we can go down to 5.8. Okay, 1026 is set. We're coming through 7,200 feet. It's looking pretty bleak down there. Okay, Metos still says 350 meters visibility. Okay, so if we do need to go around, it will be Togo, go around flaps, follow the flight director, positive rate gear up, and then flaps on schedule, autopilot on, and nav profile. Okay, I think we can take control here. Otherwise, everything is set, I think. Speed on approach, we'll do 130. Auto brake low. Speed brake on, lights are set. I think I'm actually going to switch over. And do 200 feet. Because this is the Cat 1. We can do a Cat 2 approach. Level at 2000. And we are into the fog. Okay, localizer and glide slope are alive. Approach mode is armed. It's kind of unstable in the fog here. Look at how much work the autopilot is having to do. Okay, double checking. Latest METAR still says 350 meters. Right, there comes the localizer. This is basically what, well, similar to what we had at Kruger when we left, except we're now in it instead of sitting above it. Okay, there comes the glide slope. Okay, 1 dot above, the gear coming down. Okay, starting our descent on the glide path now. So probably going to stay in the fog for the rest of this. Okay, 5 miles now. Flaps for landing. feet. Okay, auto brake low. Spoilers armed, landing lights, flaps, gear. Minimums, speed, and missed approach altitude. Set. Oh, I'm starting to see the ground. There's the runway lights. 400 feet. Okay, runway's in sight. Got the puppies as well. My aircraft.
200.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Right, that was awesome. Probably about 100 feet above minimums. when I could see the runway. Okay, spoilers, flaps, APU, landing lights, strobes. Okay, just check we're out of reverse. And this to standby, and this is quite slow. There we go. Very, very cool approach. Okay, I'm actually going to do this so that we can hear ourselves think. It's a little bit better. It's gonna complain. Maybe we should just put it back on. Okay, the brake temperatures are actually fine. I guess we used auto brake load. Wow, it's thick on this end of the runway. We're going over here. Into this cargo section. So next left. Really, bus? Oh, we can't fit through that. Is that where we were supposed to turn? Yeah, that's not happening. But there's another one up ahead, so let's go there. Which looks smaller on the chart. This is where we're supposed to be.
Everything is on board.
Oh, brilliant. Didn't start the APU. Okay, let's get on the external power. That's kind of awkward. Switched on the master switch and forgot to click start. Okay. Right, let's double check. Everything here looks okay. We're gonna have to top this up eventually. But there we are. Check at that. Safely arrived at Cape Town. I think only just. The METAR just updated to 175 meters visibility. And I can kind of believe that. Look at it. So I think we just made it in time. Because we were right on the edge there. We were just before minimums where I could see the actual runway. And at 175 meters, if it's like this, I don't think we would have landed if we were maybe 10 minutes, maybe even less, 5 to 10 minutes later. Anyway, that is our next route done. From here, I need to check. I think we're going up to Joburg, or it might actually be back to Kruger. Let me have a look and see what the briefing is for the next flight, and then I'll join you again in just a bit. Okay, so we do have all of our new cargo loaded. We're all sealed up. The visibility has gotten a bit better. It's now saying 2,500 meters, so quite a bit better than it was earlier this morning when we landed. But our last flight for this episode is going to take us up to Victoria Falls, because there's a couple of things that I need to do there in the next episode as well, and that'll give us a nice chunk of cash, and then we'll send the A300 on with one of the hired pilots from Vic Falls to come back to Cape Town or East London or wherever it needs to go from there. So we are loaded up, and now we just need to jump aboard and get our flight prepped. So let's do exactly that. So okay, so battery's on and we're running on the ground power. So let's do RSS to nav. These guys can come on, and we should probably fire up the APU as well. Window heaters can come on, those can stay off. We are needing to refuel, which is why the fuel pumps are off. So let's come in here, go weight and balance from Simbrief, and we'll start getting it fueled up. So 21, we'll say 21.3 on the fuel. Why is that not uploaded and updated? There we go, that's better. Okay, so 21.3 on the fuel, 1188 on the zero fuel weight. Okay, let's go in here and get the Simbrief flight plan. Okay, then let's come back in here. Cost index for this flight, 21. Okay, now I forgot. Brilliant. Okay, so 21.3. And zero fuel weight, 1188. CG, we're looking at 30. Okay, cruising at 350 today. Is that correct? Yes. Right. Wind is still 0 at 3 knots. So let's take the closer runway. So that will be 19. And then in terms of the route, we are doing codes. Oh, right, we don't get that off of 19. That only works for runway 1. So we'll say none and just do vectors. So right, that's set. Okay, let's come in here. We need to do this once the fueling is done, so we got another 6 minutes to go. Okay, that's cool. There's nothing else we can do here just yet. Let's go and set up for our arrival at Victoria Falls. Okay, weather at Vic Falls, 90 degrees, 16 knots. No clouds. Very chilled. So 90, we'll do runway 12 is perfect. I don't actually know this arrival. Did they give us one in the flight plan? No, just direct from Bonnell. Okay, so we'll just do none and insert that. Okay, how's fueling going? 4 minutes. Right, let's go back to Cape Town's weather, QNH 1025. So we can dial that in here. No, I have to do that every time. This side, 1025. Cool, that's done. IRS is still aligning. Cargo and everything is loaded. So, okay, cool. That's all closed up. We're just waiting for them to finish fueling. APU is running, so we can get rid of the ground power, and chocks will remove once the fueling is complete. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes once they're done fueling up the aircraft. Okay, fueling is now complete, and the IRSs are aligned. So let's switch on the fuel pumps. Switch on the beacon light. That's on. APU bleed needs to come on. Everything up this side is done. That happens before we taxi. Right, so then we need to switch these guys on and do our calculations for takeoff. So let's just sync that up again. But I'll put in the actual weather. So we are wind 03. Temperature is 12 and 1026, I believe it was. Oh, 25. Okay, 1515, perfect. Oh, okay, let's do 1520. No, this is wrong then. Runway 19. 15, let's see it, 15-0. 53, 56, 56, 60. No, 56. Right, that's done. How are we going to get out here? Did we just imagine that they would clear all of this stuff and turn? I don't think so. We should push. They're going to get us pushback, but I'll just use the built-in. one. Alright, get the chocks. Okay, otherwise we are good to go. And I guess this we can dial up to 3.5. And profile, and it'll be profile and heading, which will sync up with the runway. Right, let's release the parking brake and get them to push us back, I guess. We're pretty much going to go straight and then turn tail left. Right, while that's happening, we can fire up our engines. I'm gonna have to pay attention to this. So maybe something like there. Tail left. That looks good. I could have started a bit earlier. Wow, it looks kind of bad down there, actually. Right, we can stop the push about there. A little bit violent. Set the parking brake. Let's fire up engine 1. Okay, while that's coming up, we might as well do taxi, runway turn off lights. That's 19 and 20.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Okay, 191 on the heading. Selected profile. Flaps 15.0. Auto brake max. Engines are running. APU can come off. Taxi lights. Runway turn off lights. Probe heat's on. Alright, I think we are good to go. I'm basically going to turn on the strobes and landing lights now. It's going to be super short taxi. It's about a 3-hour run up to Vic Falls from here. Okay. Set. Let's do TARA. It's all good. Cool. My config test complete. And this should be on constraint. Okay, we got enough visibility for takeoff. There we go. Engines look good. Toga. There's 80.
Transporter, have a nice flight.
Positive rate, gear up. Okay, past 400 feet, autopilot on. And we have profile and we have heading select. There we go, look how bright it actually is today. Out of the fog. Right, we'll go up to 240. Okay, flaps coming up and gear lever off. Taxi lights, runway turn off lights. Rest is good. Bump this up a bit. And we might as well set standard as we're going all the way up to 350. Visibility is definitely improving. We can actually see the ground through all of this now. Anyway. And climbing like a rocket, 3,500 feet a minute. New metal for Cape Town says 6,000 meters visibility. So still, obviously, we can see the fog down there, but significantly improving as the day goes on. Okay, 7,000. Right, altimeters are done, flaps are done, gears done. It's just the landing lights at 10,000, and we need to get onto our onto the route. So we're currently still in heading mode. Okay, 8,500. I think what I'll do is just intercept that route. It's just direct from the Cape Town airport to the codes fix, and we'll just intercept that route. So once we get close enough, just pop it into nav and it should follow that. Right, we should be speeding up now. Lights coming off. But you see we're not, because we're not actually in profile, because we didn't have a SID, so that'll sort all of that out. fog looks really cool in the valley. Right, we're coming up to that course, so let's pop that on and we should start turning to the right. That all looks good. Right, there we go. So now we're just going to power up to our cruise altitude of 35,000 feet. And I'll see you again when we prep for landing in Vic Falls. Alright, so we've started our descent into Victoria Falls, just passing through 25,000 feet. So just looking at the weather, we are expecting, so runway 070, no, not runway 70, the wind is 070. So 12, runway 12 should be fine. And if we go here, we need this as well. So let's go into pinned. Oh, that didn't actually pin. That one. Right. So ILS 12, which is what we planned for anyway. And we go down to 5,000, which is what we have set. Okay, frequency 110.7.118. So let's do 110.7 and 118. Like so. Okay, missed approach, climb to 5,000, so we can actually just leave our altitude selector where it is. And 5 DME, so we need this 1167. So we'll do this. 1167. And 118. I guess we can dial in the same here. It doesn't actually matter too much, to be honest. Right, that's good. And then obviously we'd return back and join the procedure. Minimums of 3,700. Which is 200 radio. Right. Okay, lights will obviously do at 10,000, otherwise everything looks good. Okay, we can do our calculations here. Okay, so it's going to be runway 12, wind 70 at 11, temperature of 23, and we don't need any extra speed. Let's do auto brake low, config 1520, plenty of runway, so we'll go auto low, and then down here we flip this over to 1520. Okay, let's just double check. Approach speed of 134. And we are going via the VOR, so we'll enter over the VOR. So we hit the VOR and then we'll join this procedure. I think that's the airport there. So we go to the VOR, out, and then join the ILS, runway 12. Okay, so a little bit of wind, but nothing crazy. Right, let's get a bit of speed brakes out because we're above our descent path and we're a little fast. Okay, we're just about back on profile. So our speed should start coming down. Do they give us any speeds in the hold here? So minimum hold altitude of 5,000, but no speed. Aha, procedure restricted to 220. And we're currently going down to about 260. So once we get to 10,000 feet, I'll dial it down to 220. This can now flip over to ILS. That is the airport. So we'll be landing from this side. Coming through 10,000 feet, so let's get all the lights sorted out. Okay, still got the speed brakes out. Okay, there's 10,000 feet. We're bang on 250 knots. Okay, we can start getting the flaps out as well. Okay, speed brakes armed. What's our max speed? 215. Okay, so we're above that still. Okay, transition altitude is 7,500 and QNH is 1025. Localize is alive, glide slope is alive as well, although we're still above it. Oh my word, is it going to make us do that? That's interesting. We're supposed to do it the other way around. Okay, I'm going to change that because that's going to suck. What was that? 253. So we're going to extend this a little bit, but that's okay. Because if we try and join there, that's like 4 DME. It's a bit tight. Then 073. Yeah, let's go down to 210, and we can extend more flaps. Might as well do 200, I guess. Right, we're below 215, so next stage of flaps, and then we can turn to 073. Okay, that is 1025. Okay, localizer and glide slope are alive, so let's arm the approach. Okay, glide slope captured. Sorry, localizer captured. Right, at 5,000 feet, we should intercept the glide slope at about 4.7 DME. Okay, we're just at 9.3 now. Lights are set. Okay, coming through 70, let's go down to 180. Glide slope is alive. I'm gonna get the gear down. Okay, gears down, 3 green, next stage of flaps. Okay, 145 at flaps 1520. Right, gear flaps, speed brakes are armed. Auto brake, lights, and we're on the ILS. QNH set, must approach altitude set. .700 radio. Alright, welcome to Victoria Falls. Okay, flaps. Let's do landing lights and strobes. APU, actually turn it on this time. Okay, come down here quickly. 1, 2, 3. One more. Come on. Right, spoilers are done, flaps are done, lights are done. Transponder is done. Okay, brake temperature, let's turn on the brake fan. Okay, that means the APU is up and running. Okay, I'm actually going to deal with the lights now quickly before we make these turns. And I know this isn't an actual parking, but we're not going to take up any of the gates, so we're actually just going to park here for the cargo stuff. We'll be out of here pretty soon anyway. Okay, APU is up and running, so we can shut down the engines. Seatbelt signs and beacon off.
Transporter. Cargo unloading in progress. Stand by, pilot.
Okay, let's just get everything switched off.
Transporter from dispatch. Everything seems okay. The customer looks happy. Mission ended.
Right, then we can accept the ground power.
Let's get out of here.
And shut down the APU. I just wanted to check in here. Everything's still looking good. Cool. So if we go back here, we should be able to see our airframe hours. There we go. Events, I think that's number of landings. I don't know why that's only on one. Is this actually modeled? No. Oh no, this is the APU. It's somewhere here. Oh, maybe this is what I was thinking of for the APU. So we've started the APU 15 times. And we've had it running for a total of 1 hour. Which kind of makes sense because you don't run the APU all that long. You know, there's nothing else back here. I thought there was somewhere here where you actually saw the total number of airframe hours. Maybe I got confused with that APU thing. It doesn't look like there's anything else here. Huh, oh well. Right. There we are, unloading our cargo. And that is going to bring us to the end of this Neofly episode, where we've gone all over South Africa with the A300 and ended up here at Victoria Falls. So the next episode we will be doing some stuff here around Vic Falls. And if you want to stay tuned and check out that episode, you know what to do down below. As always, if you made it all the way to this part of the video, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.